Hi, it's Callie from Upcycled Underground, and today we're making a Warboy Mad Max vest. We're starting with a blue denim vest that needs to be dyed in the washing machine. This job actually came to me uh, because I was selling a similar piece, but it was too small, so that was a custom order. My dog Focus was helping me along the way. So there we go. First we've dyed it. As you can see, it's like nice nearly black. I will be adding some spray paints to it, as well. And when it comes to painting, I use acrylic paints, usually metallic ones for jobs like this. Obviously, I use various paints. But for a job like this, I've actually made my own mix of like a rusty color that stays on the jacket after washing. The colors fade quite a bit, so you need to paint, wash, and so on until you can see the visible layers of paints. Um, so there's that. I've also made the back patch, to make the job easier and to actually match the colors nicely to what's gonna be presented on the back. And I've cut out some stencils from paper to make sure that I've got some extra patterns on the jacket. I use paper stencils simply because once they're used. I don't repeat the patterns, so if somebody wants another skull or another Mad Max, I will think of other ways to represent that. I will not make another piece like this ever again. That's the base principle for my business here. On top of acrylic paints, I also use your general spray paints to make sure that they stay on denim or generally on your clothing. It's quite simple. You basically spray it, make sure that you've got a thick layer, and then you dry it with your hair dryer. So once it's all done and looks really nice, and we've got the colors sorted, we can move on with the job. So the next thing is to actually attach the back patch to the jacket um, and distress the jacket a bit. So I'm going to distress it first, so it's easier to add the patch to the back later, right? What I'm going to do to distress it is to poke some holes in it and fray some material. I use scalpels and electric tools for this. With the scalpel, it's better to, like, I don't know, use it like sanding paper more than cutting to fray the edges and make sure that you've got this really cool distressed look without the clean cut edges, right? You can also use electric tools, just make sure that you've got control over it. They vibrate and you don't have as much control over that as with your hands, obviously. So the distress, if you're not feeling confident with electric tools, you can just use sandpaper and scalpel and you'll get the same effect. It's just going to take much more time, basically what it is. I also made all those holes in distress to attach chains and other bits onto the jacket to add this post-apocalyptic vibe. Um, I wanted it to look like something that was found in an abandoned building somewhere in a wasteland and, just basically rusted and rotted. So, yeah, we've got the Warboy emblems going on the back patch as well, as it's going to be ridden by a biker. I think it's great, it's going to be worn with biker stuff, so very, very cool Mad Max vibe. I'm hoping he's going to send me some pictures. Right, so after that, I've also painted some extra slogans from Mad Max, such as Witness Me, I Live, I Ride, I Live Again, and Ride Eternal. And then decided to add some spikes, just to add this extra alternative punk edge that you've got in the costumes in the films. I actually adore those, and I think that the design of Mad Max in general is just absolutely stunning and fantastic. Not only, obviously the cars and the clothing, but the general set design as well. So yeah, here's my set design. There you go. I'm also making sure that I autographed my piece. Da-da. And here's the ready-made jacket. As you can see, the back patch is multi-layered and the back is much darker than the front. That's to actually make it all pop. There's some distress, the patinas, the chains, everything that you're gonna need in the wasteland to look cool, basically. More chains, more distress. Ride the town, all my friends, to Valhalla. Yes. I've also added a pin that I've had in a loot crate that actually inspired the whole piece. So yeah, it's here on the pocket. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.